What's up? This is the Bama Beast, Marcus, the Bruiser Brimage, and I'm giving you my TUF 14 vlog, episode number 4 for MMA Sucker. So, it starts off with Lewis telling Michael Bisping about the matchups that we heard from our mole, John Dotson, a.k.a. I'm telling, but he let us know that it's going to be Stephen Bass versus Dennis Bermudez. So, right now we're in the hole. I've lost, Josh Ferguson's lost, so now we want to, since we know the matchup, we want to prepare as much as possible for the matchup. So, Michael Bisping gets Stephen Bass, and he works with him constantly on getting up. That was the whole game plan. Get on your feet. You do not want to be on your back with Dennis Bermudez on top of you. So he kept hammering him. And Steven was getting fatigued. Steven's condition wasn't that good going in, but he was able to slap on the triangle to get into the house. So that's what his game plan was this time. So he kept telling Bisping that you're pushing me too hard, you know, I'm getting a little tired or whatever. So, but Bisping really wanted to get a win so he could start rubbing it into Miller's face. So the fight occurs, and Dennis gets hits with 3 jabs from Stephen Bass. Bam, bam, bam. I mean, it looked like Rocky 3 when he fight against Mr. T. Dennis was like, back, back, back. I was like, oh man, you know, Stephen might get this. And Stephen like gets clenched up and he just gets taken down. And from there, he just kind of just gets, you know, dominated the whole time. I mean, there's nothing I can say. I mean, and he had plenty of opportunity to get up. I mean, constantly, get up, get up, get up. Not only was Bisping, Razor Rob was saying it, Tiki was saying it, and then eventually the whole blue team was like, dude, get the fuck up. But, you know, I guess he was still waiting for that triangle. The second round ends, and, you know, Bisping went on there and told him, get the fuck up. Second round begins, and this time, Dennis is being aggressive on his feet and gets him down to the ground again. And nothing just happens. I mean, you know, the ref finally stops it. So after the fight, you know, Steven was kind of like fishing for compliments, like, you know, hey, yeah, what do you think about the fight? And I was just like, yo, man, you hit him with 3 jabs, pop, pop, pop. They were off the chain. That's all I could say, though. I couldn't say anything else. But, yeah. After a while, he started getting mad, and he started blaming Bisping for pushing him too hard 3 days prior to the fight. And, you know, he was very adamant about telling Bisping about how he felt about it. So, me being the person I am, I was like, hey, why don't you just save that lecture until the afternoon practice, because, you know, if you do the morning practice, you're going to fuck up the vibe for everybody, and then it's going to carry on to the afternoon practice. So I just don't think it'll be a good look. So why don't we just go ahead and just save that and do that afternoon practice? And Steve was like, okay, but afternoon practice, I'm going to have to let Bisping know what's on my mind. I was like, okay. So, but quietly, I found out that Razor Rob and Tiki weren't going to be at the afternoon practice session. So I was like, okay, I can get in major work with Razor Rob working on my Muay Thai, and I can get in good work with Tiki working on my wrestling. And since they're not going to be at the afternoon session, I'm just not going to come, because I didn't want to be bothered with that shit. Because if he told Michael Bisping what he told me, it was about to go down, and I wasn't going to be around when that shit happened. So, being the person that Stephen Bass is, he sure as hell did not wait to afternoon practice. So, nobody knew this, but he actually pulled Michael Bisping to the side where the cameras were around and told him how he felt. And I just got done wrapping my hands, so I go and open the door to the gym, and I hear Bisping say, "How dare you fucking say that shit to me, mate? You didn't follow the game plan. No, it's bullshit. It's bullshit, Bass." And then he walks off. I was like, damn it, Bass. I said afternoon practice. Now I gotta be around when this shit gets bad. So I'm trying to like walk away, and fucking the Bisping was all like, "Darkness, get in here." I'm like, shit. So I close the door, and he makes his little speech, and it was funny because it kind of felt like we threw Stephen Bass up under the bus because, you know, he was all like, "Does anybody agree with Stephen Bass?" And Lewis said, "Hey, we with you all the way, coach." And then, I mean, it was bad. After that, it was like Stephen Bass had leprosy, like unclean, unclean, unclean. Didn't nobody want to be bothered with him. Nobody wanted like to breathe the same air that Stephen Bass was breathing at that practice session. I mean, he was like in the corner looking like a little kid who got his bike stolen. I mean, it was bad, man. It was very bad. But you know, that shit sucks. And you know, like I said, emotions like that linger, and all of a sudden Lewis is fighting now, and you know, he's still dealing with that shit too. So whatever. Lewis is fighting Dustin Page. Man, Lewis is a scrappy individual, but you know, Lewis is actually a flyweight. So when the UFC starts doing the flyweight division, yo, future champion right there. But Lewis was very scrappy. He tried to get in, but man, Dustin Page, he just utilized his reach, especially in the second round when he was just finding a home for those knees, man, the vicious knees, man. And you know, he actually like I think he rocked Lewis in the clinch with one of those knees, man. And when he did, he just able to sink in the choke and tap him out. But I tell you what, if Lewis would have hit him with that spinning heel kick, would have been game over. So that is like the sum of it. But next week, trust me, episode number 5 is going to be very interesting. You do not want to miss that episode. So that's about all I have to say right now. So this is once again the Bama Beast, Marcus, the Bruiser Brimage, and I'm signing off for my TUF 14 blog, episode number 4 for MMAsucker.com. Y'all have a good one.